hope you're still all enjoying what we're offering you during this time. I think most of you are, so thank you for supporting us. Today I'm going to do a lying down warm-up. What I'd like is that if you know you need a cushion for your head or a block, to always have one nearby you. And of course, if you're feeling any aches and pains or you have any injury, just work around it. Never put your body through anything it's not liking. Pain is a signal that is there for a reason. So obviously I offer all the levels, so I hope you join in and find the one that's right for you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is lie on our back. And then just relax there for a moment. You might want to take a nice full body stretch before you start. Take a few big deep breaths in maybe. And just let that body really relax. Pop your arms down beside you and just do a little body scan and see how you're feeling today, whether you have any aches and pains anywhere or you feel any tightness anywhere. And just scan the body that way. And then we'll work on those and hopefully by the end of it you won't feel that. So I want you to bend the knees as always. Align those heels to your sit bones, your knees to your hip bones. Lengthen the neck, so that's about drawing the chin down slightly as well. And then draw the shoulders back against the mat as best you can. At first they don't always want to, they're sort of a bit here, but over time they will settle. And then think about rolling your marble, so just finding that neutral, but use this movement just to stretch the low back for a couple of times. And then find your way to that place where these hip bones and the pubic bone are horizontally aligned. You can feel that by doing this. We're not always a perfect neutral, but you do need to be comfortable and should have slight low back arch. And you shouldn't feel a pull here on the hips or here if you've got a good pelvic position. So the next thing is just try and relax through those legs. So let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Try and breathe wide and full into the ribs, so they expand here rather than, as you know, the belly rising up and down. And then totally try and let go of any tension in the legs. And if you find that hard, give the legs a shake. Melt the shoulders back a bit more. We'll activate the core today with the hips to belt. So I want you to, when you're ready, breathe in, pull your belt as tight as it will go, and on your out breath, let it go. That will actually pull you out of alignment slightly, so just re-establish that neutral. Relax the shoulders and legs again, and your breathing. Breathe in and pull halfway in, the fifth notch. Let that one go too. That's not so intense, so we can go to the right one straight away. So let's breathe in and pull in just to that third notch. Feel how light that is. I know I say that often, but it's not a great big pulling contraction that doesn't enable you to breathe naturally. So the first thing there from here, we're just simply going to drop one leg out to the side and back. What I want you to do is just keep hold of the hip bones and think about whether they move when you drop the leg. So this one doesn't want to rise, it needs to stay still. So you're just opening up in the hip. The ribs should stay still as well, so there's no rotation in your body, it's just the legs dropping out. Now just make that a symmetrical move now, where both legs drop out, and then obviously the body will stay in alignment. So breathing out, breathing in, just allowing the opening up of the hips. Soles of the feet look at each other, and you try and maintain your neutral. Come back to centre. I just want you to lift one set of toes, then the other. So you feel like a mild stretch into your calf muscles. Calf muscles take a lot of stick during the day, particularly if you're wandering around in high heels, which I'm sure we all are during this lockdown. And then just pedal, so you're just lifting and lowering. So you're just stretching on the shin a little bit as well. Good, now just rest. Bring the hands onto the shoulders. Make those nice elbow circular rolls. So that just mobilises the shoulders, warms them up a bit. You have a fluid in all of your joints called synovial fluid, and getting those joints moving gets that fluid warm, that lubricates the joints, and that protects your joints, which is why we always do a little bit of a preparation before we do the moves. So you don't want to fatigue the muscles. Place the hands down, move the heels maybe slightly closer, squeeze the bottom, and just do a couple of pelvic tilts. So it's not a full shoulder bridge, it's just a little gentle rocking. You'll find your head goes back when you move like this, and that's because the curve in your neck is the same as the one in your lumbar spine, and they move together. Now bring it up a little bit more. Breathe in, and then just gently roll that spine back down to the mat. We're going to do that just one more time. So squeeze the bottom, imprint the spine, peel up so you don't miss any on the way up. Breathe in and then peel down, pressing that low back into the mat, stretching out the lumbar spine. Come back to neutral. Just gently place the hands out and roll your knees in one direction. Try and keep both shoulders on the mat, and then begin to turn your head the opposite way of your knees. So you breathe out to go down, you breathe in to come back. This just mobilises the spine in various parts of it. And then bring those hands down. Place the hands behind the head and just do a little gentle look between the knees and down. So keep the chin off the chest, keep the elbows wide. It's like a mini sit-up. Just breathe out, breathe in. Just one more of those as well. And then rest. Bring the arms down again and just float one leg up and just push it away 3 times. So you're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And then place that down, float the other leg up and push away. So it's not about height, it's just about opening up the hip and the knee. Then place that down. Just bring the knees in. Place the hands onto the kneecaps. Circle, so you're not only flattening your spine here and then arching a bit, but you're opening up in the hip fully this time. And then just stay there for a moment. And then put the feet down gently. Arms above your head this time and sweep them round in a full circle. So you're just opening up again. Make sure you don't let the chest rise too much. Just keep that neutral spine. One more of those. And then relax. Now just go into a full body stretch again. We're going to start with the 100, and with that we're going to do the chicken wings. So bring the arms down. Bend those knees again, put the feet together, lift the heels up, turn them out, bring the toes in line, and then we're just going to find our neutral. So get into that nice neutral position. Start your lateral breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Give the legs a little shake, shoulders relax too. We're going to breathe in and activate that belt to its third notch. So level 1 would just simply be to lift the heel of one foot and hold it, because that will really activate the core. Therefore level 2 would be just to lift the other heel. And you've really got quite a strong contraction going on there. So if you're not feeling that energized, it's a really good way to do it. Or you can take one leg up, keep the other leg down. Don't let that low back move at all when you lift. Or you can bring the second leg up. So from there, whichever one you've chosen, arms over your head. Now push the breastbone down and open up into chicken wings. Palms to the ceiling. Take a breath in. And on the out breath, squeeze the elbows towards the waist, but not to the waist. Breathe in to float back up. So breathe out to squeeze. Breathe in to take back up. Breathe out, squeeze. Breathe in to go back up. And just keep that action going. It's really as if you're trying to burst a balloon under each armpit. But what you don't want is to come down here, because then the arms are flapping here and you're working the chest. What we're trying to do is work around the shoulder girdle at the back of the body and give the neck and shoulders a bit of a relief, which is what they don't get in general life. So you've got options here. If you're beginning to feel your tummy dome or your heart, your breathing's gone a bit shallow, you then want to float one leg down, carry on. If you want to float both legs down, just balance on the toes. You'll still be using that core nicely. But if you're one of those who's quite used to this move and you want to be challenged a bit more, then keep the chicken wings going, but straighten out one leg or even both legs. But try not to overly arch the back. Keep breathing. And just find your way into the right place for you. If it's all going pear-shaped, come in again like that. Breathing out, breathing in. We're only going to do a couple more of these. And then you hold the 100 if you want to. Just take the arms and wrap them around you. And then come down in your own time and just gently let your spine relax into the mat. Now from here, just hug one knee in and stretch the other leg out. And just try and really relax around this area. And that will let go all the way down to the kneecap, the front of the thigh and the hips as well. If you have a knee issue, always hold behind your thigh. Now let's pull that knee in. Ease the other leg out, gently draw that knee up towards your chin. And try and relax in the same way. You don't need a neutral here, you can tip back, it's fine. And then release the leg. Little shake. What we're going to do is start in this position and we're going to do a version of the teaser, so don't let that put you off. We're just doing a smaller version, or not as the case may be. So again, find the heels to sit bones, knees to hip bones position, lengthen the neck. If you have any neck issues, if strain like this is not good for you, put one hand behind so you're always pulling, not pulling, but easing your way up with that arm to support the neck. So I just want you from your neutral position to relax everything you can. Breathe in and activate the core, and then you begin just literally lifting the arms like this and the head and shoulders too. So breathe out, breathe in. Now you can keep it at that, or you can start to straighten one leg and then down you go again. And then you straighten the other leg. Now you only straighten from the knee joint, so the hip angle doesn't change. So it's like kicking a ball. So it's not like that, all right? So this angle doesn't change. So it's here. You can keep with that, or you can decide to make it a bit harder and do 2 legs in the air. So breathing out, breathing in. You can stick to one and see if you can come up a little bit higher. That might not be all the way, it might be just to here. But you just up you come if you can. And if that's not right for you, you'll know because you'll want to stay there. And there's no hitching involved. So you slide and you lift. And then you slowly go down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Again, you can do that lower, like this. Whichever one works for you. Just breathing out, breathing in. If you want to curl up to this one, see if you can hold it before sliding down and in. Breathe in, breathe out. You can do the same thing but with one leg and then down. Just find your way. If it's too much on the neck, then just go back to this one. And take both hands to support the neck because fatigue may be setting in now. So there's lots of levels of this, and all of which I'm sure you'll find the one that's right for you. Okay. And back to a lower version of it. Just one more. And relax. Okay? Now hug the knees in and just stretch that low back a little bit. What we're going to do is bring ourselves up. So you can either lever your way up like that or turn onto your side so that you come up much more safely for you. So the next one we're going to do is called the spine stretch forward, and it involves, you can sit on a cushion if you feel you need it to stretch your legs out, but we're going to be leaning forward and then we're just going to be lifting up. Okay, so the first thing is to get yourself into a seated neutral position. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Just relax in the thighs if you can. With your breathing in place, I just want you to breathe in and activate the core. So pull that belt in. Now, from here, let's just breathe in, up here again, and then breathe out and curl your spine as if you're curling over a ball, and lean forward to wherever is comfortable for you so you feel it in the back of your thighs. Breathe in, take the arms back, breathe out. Breathe in and hold it. Breathe out to come down. Breathe in to come up. And breathe out to curl. So push the shoulder blades apart as you go down. Breathe in and up you come again. And then breathe out. Then up and over again. Now you can lift the legs when you do that lifting of the bottom, but we did just work the hip flexors and the front of the thighs in that teaser, so you might want to focus more on squeezing your glutes to come up here. If you struggle with lifting your own body weight, then always bend one knee and lift that way. And that's usually down to those wrists or the thumbs, or sometimes the shoulders. Okay. So try not to go down with a flat back when you lean forwards. Try and lift your glutes as high as you can. So what you don't want to do here is literally collapse through it like this. You just want to curl over that ball and up you come and then lift. One more. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Now, move forward on your mat a bit. We're going to do some rolling back. If rolling back is not for you, you have the choice. You can go a little halfway house like this, where you literally on your sit bones and you tip off of them and round your spine into a C curve, but hold on to the back of your thighs and then up you come. And the breathing with that will just be breathe out, breathe in. If you want to actually roll, then you have three options as well. Hands on the floor for main support, hands bracing, or start in a seated balance. So choose whichever one is right. You're all going to start on your sit bones either here or here. Relax the shoulders, relax the legs, breathe in and tighten that belt. When you're ready, you literally tip off your sit bones. So just breathe in, breathe out and lift. So breathe in, breathe out, lift. So what you want to do is start in neutral and finish in neutral. So you're never still in a little C shape when you get to the top. So your aim is to get back onto those sit bones. Okay, now as long as you've got no pain when doing this, if it all goes a bit pear-shaped, if you've got a bit of a flat back going on like this, then just push up. So you just help yourself go back, you help yourself come up, and you just keep going like that. Or indeed, you go back to the one I showed you, and you lift. So they work on your abdominal muscles, whichever one you're choosing, and mobilising your spine, so keeping good movement through the spine. Now let's just do two more. Breathing in, breathing out. Last one. Just get you nice and warm. And then up you come. Lie on your back and just have a nice full body stretch. And we're just going to open up in the chest now with an arm opener. So the best thing you can do is have a cushion or a block under your head with most of it behind your eye line. So you're like so. But today what we're going to do is bend the knees and put the arms out like you normally do at shoulder height. Lift the waist off the floor, and that's your neutral, as long as you then slide both shoulders back and lift your chin. But then keep the hips where they are, straighten the legs out more. Keep the waist lifted. Now relax your knee joints. Breathe in and activate the core. And when you're ready, breathe out. You slide that hand over. You reach and you go behind you. You breathe in at the other end and you breathe out to come back, lifting your waist as you come. Breathe in at this end. So the reason for the straight legs is it stops your pelvis rolling. So you are doing true rotation of your spine when you're in this position. The knees are bent. Sometimes if you watch my pelvis, it would rock back, or it can rock back. So that isn't where it should be, it's there. And so what you get is really a safeguarding against doing that. So breathing out, try and touch the floor if you can. Breathing in to come back, lifting your waist. Breathing out. And breathing in to come back and then out. And let's just do two more of those. This is just really a nice stretch open of the chest. It's not too tough on the shoulders. The chalk circle's a lot harder for the shoulders. It's just a little stretch. So hold it here and just try and let that back shoulder drop towards the mat. Some people it does naturally. Some of you might find your hands up here, and that's okay. It's just try and twist your waist more and see if your arm goes down a little further and get a little bit more out of the move. So take a breath in and breathe out to come back. Bend your knees, okay, and then just bring the knees up, have a little rest where you are. Okay, now, as always, on videos I tend to go to the other side straight away, which I don't in classes, as those of you who do my classes know. We're going to go on the other side now. So take yourself, if you get a bit dizzy in the middle, then take your time, get your blood pressure to settle, and then go down again and settle where you are first. So straighten out that spine, so you stack the hips and the shoulders. Knees are bent to start, arms out in front at shoulder height, so they're not up here, they're straight out in front. Waist lifted, and then when you're ready, straighten out the legs. Okay, so keep everything lifted. Now relax your knee joints because they will tense. Breathe in, activate the core, and when you're ready, out breath. Slide that hand over the end of the other one, and back you go. Trying to touch the floor behind you. Breathe in here, breathe out to come back. And breathe in here, breathe out. Now it's really important that you follow your eye line with the palm of your hand, and I didn't say that on the other side. You must turn the head in this one, or you put a lot of stress on your neck, and we don't want that. So just try and keep that waist lifted so that when you come back you haven't lost what we call the sideline neutral. All exercises in Pilates start in a neutral of some kind, and that's meaning your vertebrae are all aligned in the correct position as if you were standing up in a good posture. So we do it in every which way we can in Pilates. Keep breathing. You may find that one side worked out to be a little bit easier than the other. That is quite normal. Now, let's just hold it there again like we did on the other side. Look towards that one, and then remember, if it's up here, twist your waist more and see if that will help you to lower the shoulder more before you let the arm dangle. When it dangles, gravity will draw it towards the floor over time. So you should feel a stretch occurring here and across the front of the chest on one side. So take a breath in and breathe out and come back. Bend your knees. Just come into a nice little huddle there for a moment. Just stay there while I show you the next move, but just relax for a minute. Okay. What we're going to do is quite a basic version, if you like, of it's like the swan dive, but a little bit easier. So we're going to come onto our tummies like this. Slide the shoulder blades into the back pockets and tip the pelvis back so you're not flattening every tummy to the floor. So get into that position now. Your fingertips are above the top of your head. So they don't want to be in line with your head, they want to be above. So those shoulders must be down, you tip that pelvis back, the heels are out, the toes are in. Now just gently relax what you can. Get your breathing in place anyway, and breathe in and tighten that belt. And I want you just to float the chest and push through the forearms. Keep the head where it is. Hollow the tummy and go down. So that's all there is to this diamond press, apart from you want to be thinking every time you come up, which isn't very far in this one, slide the shoulder blades down as if you're trying to put them in the back pockets. Keep going, and what you should feel is that movement, you should feel it here. So we're trying to extend the upper back and down. So just literally push through the forearms, come up a little bit and down you go. Try and keep the belt done up on this one so that you don't find yourself pushing through the floor with your tummy. And if you keep the heels turned out and the toes in, what you'll find is your bottom doesn't tense. Now if you tense the bottom, you'll find it feels completely different when you come up. So try and keep it nice and relaxed. Now if you want to stay with that, do. But if you want to then start to come a little higher, what you'll notice is your bottom wants to tense. So tell it off and let it go again. And then down you go. So it's just a thoracic extender, this one. So it's about upper back extension. Don't know what my hair's done there. Okay, push. And I don't have a lot of lumbar spine flexibility, so I have to work on this one quite a lot for me, just to keep my upper back from rolling forward into what we call kyphotic posture when you're stooping. So these sorts of exercises guard against that. Just keep it small if you prefer, like this. I'm only going to do 2 more. Try and let go in the bottom so it's not doing too much. And then relax. Now, bring those hands in just for a moment. Rest your forehead on the floor. Take a few breaths. When you're ready, just push yourself back into your child's pose. So, yes, it's fine here if it's fine for you, but if it's not, rest the head on the floor, or another option is get that cushion and sit it there, so it's not collapsing the knee joint and the hip joint quite so much. Okay. So from there, we're coming on to all fours. And we're going to slide the shoulder blades into the back pockets. Try not to dip in the low back or hunch in the upper back. And we're just like a tabletop, so nice and rigid. So I want you just to keep everything where it is. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're working again on our glutes and our spine. I want you to just breathe in when you're ready and pull your belt in. And you're just literally going to breathe in and extend one leg. Breathe out, round your spine and touch that knee to the elbow. Breathe in here again. Touch it to the other elbow as you come forward and look that way. Breathe in again and then put it in the middle between the 2 hands. Breathe in again and place that down. So breathe in, breathe out to same elbow, round the spine, drop the head. Breathe in, breathe out to opposite elbow. Breathe in, breathe out, come through the centre. Breathe in, breathe out and down. Now keep that going, so you do 3 on each leg. If you want to make it a little harder, come up to down dog. Okay, keep going everyone. You breathe in and you breathe out and you move your body weight forwards. Breathe in, twist, breathe out. Breathe in, come through the centre, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Other leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, opposite elbow, twist. Breathing in through to centre. Up you go one more time and down. So let's just all do twice more. So up we go. forward. This one you're having to move your body weight forward into plank in order to bring it forward, like so. And down, and then the other one, if you're still doing it, breathe out, sorry, breathe in, breathe out to come forward. Breathe in, opposite. One more, through the centre, and then back you go. And everybody find that comfortable relaxation point on your tummy. Okay, now give your arms a good rest, because what we're going to do is a side hover, which means you're using not the hands this time, but the elbow to lift from. So when you're ready, just come onto the elbow and then put that elbow underneath the shoulder joint. Lift your waist, pull it back, okay? Now there's 3 levels of this as well. So pull up, relaxing everything through the lower body, and breathe in and activate, okay? So the first thing is to see if you can just lift like this. And if you can, just hold it. If you want to add a bit more to it, take the arm overhead. If you want to add a bit more, lengthen the top leg as well. And just hold that. Now, stay with it if you can. If you can't and you think, oh, no, I don't want to lift, just lift the waist, take the arm over, and then lengthen the leg. So you're still getting activity in all of those muscles without your shoulder girdle having to take the strain. If it's a bit much with the leg out, just try with the arm out. And you can always come down levels when you're getting a bit tired with the move. And then down you come anyway. Okay, get yourself in position. I gave you the options there. You may want to come off the shoulder, give it a quick roll. We're only going to do one more. So what I want you to do is to lift the waist first, get the shoulder in place, breathing in place, relax the legs, breathe in and activate the core, and either lift the hips or not. Lift them first, then add the arm, then add the leg. And just hold. Now, we've got one more now. If you want to, slice and lengthen. Slice and lengthen. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're going to count to 8. So if your hips need to come to the mat to continue it, then do that. 6, that's out breath, in breath. 7, keep the knee facing me. 8, and then down you come. Okay, now take the weight off that shoulder. Give it a little bit of a roll. Have a few breaths in and out, of course. And then we're going on to the other side. So again, set yourself up. Okay, be comfortable before you lift the waist. Then get that elbow in the right place. And then you're either going to lift or not. So just relax the legs, breathe in and activate the core, breathe out and lift. Add in the arm, add in the leg. Again, if you need to be down here to do it, you stay down, but stretch out. And this first one, just hold. So you're working through lots of muscles down the sides, both sides of your body, in keeping you stable in this position. So if your leg gets tired, just come here. If your elbow hurts, come down. If you're okay, stay here. And breathe. Just breathe naturally, a little bit wider and fuller than normal. Come down, of course, whenever you need to. And when you're ready, we will come down. Okay, so you may want to roll the shoulder. I'm going to do the same again, but we're going to do that slicing if you want to join in that. So let's get that position again. Few breaths, just get the breath back because that uses a lot of muscles, so your heart rate goes up, so your breathing rate goes up. Or it's just me talking a lot. Okay, lift the waist, pull the elbow in. Choose whether you're going to lift the hips or not. Relax the legs. Breathe in and activate the core. Lift just the body. Float the arm over. Add in the leg. And then with your hips lifted or not, you breathe out, you breathe in. You breathe out, you breathe in. Okay, so just slice away. Breathing out, keep the waist lifted. 4 more of these. 3, and then 2. Last one coming up, and 1. Stretch out, lower down, and then just come up, sit up a minute. Okay, I just want you to lean your body weight forward, stretch your spine symmetrically, because it's not a symmetrical move. And from there, shuffle forwards, curl onto your back. Now I want you just to pull your heels in a bit, put the soles of the feet together and open out the knees and just lie in that position. Now if you're comfortable, perfectly comfortable with that, you can take the hands here behind the head and push the elbows out in the same way. And just let the body settle. Take a few deeper breaths. And then you either stay here or you can move your heels a bit closer in, so you're challenging that stretch a little bit more. Or you can take it further still by lifting the legs here and pushing them apart, or straightening the legs. That's a click in my hip. And doing a full adductor stretch on your back. You don't need to keep neutral spine with this one. Any pain, any groin area pain, you bend the knees because it's a little bit too much. If your knees hurt, then again, you need to protect them. So hold it like a splint here. If not, just let gravity do its thing, and you can take the arms back there if you wish. If you're still in the same first position, don't worry. If you were doing yin yoga, you'd do that position for 5 minutes. So we're just having a nice inner thigh stretch. Now, everyone come out of that move, so let's all get back down to here. Okay, straighten out one leg, and I just want you to draw the other knee to your chest. And this time, I want you to lift the leg straight and hold it either behind the thighs or behind the calf, and ease the leg further in. Now, if this leg means your back is uncomfortable, bend the knee, that will protect your back. If straightening this leg is a real challenge, don't try and hold it up here, hold it down here. And if it's a struggle anyway for you, you either try and pull on your trousers or that band I've talked about on my stretch video. That's a good use of a band. I haven't recorded another stretch video. I've done 2 of them, a lower body and upper body, and I know they seem a long time ago. I might repost them at the end of the WhatsApp because they are pretty comprehensive in what you need, basically. So you might as well revisit the ones that I've done because they stretch all the main muscles. So bend this knee, place this leg over it, outside of ankle to just above the knee, push that away, and then you're going to lift this leg, so I want you to lift it towards you and be comfortable, but that should start to stretch in your outer thigh, and just try and relax that position. If you want more of a stretch, you simply do this. And you can ease it further in, and that's what makes the other hip stretch more. Okay, so just relax. Can you hear that aeroplane? Farnborough Airport, I suspect. And then bring that leg down, uncross. This leg is coming in now, and the other leg is going out. So ease in for a mild hip stretch. Let the body settle. And lengthen out that leg and hold behind the thigh, or if you're not pulling and shaking, you can hold up in the calf area, but you want the knee joint as straight as it can comfortably go. Try and keep your bottom on the floor when you do this as well. And try if you can to let that straight leg be relaxed, and if it really won't, again, bend that knee, help you get a little bit further in. And then you can try going back again to see if it's any better the next time. So you should feel that stretch here. And then we're going to change it to the outer thigh stretch. So bend the knee anyway, cross this one over, push the leg out for a moment, just open up the hip again. And then when you're ready, draw in, hold between the thigh and the outer thigh, and that may be enough for you. And you should be feeling that stretch sort of here, depending on your body's makeup really. And then that's to increase that stretch a little bit more. Just hold and keep it still, never pull or stretch hard, just keep it gentle and ease it. So when it releases slightly, that's when you can ease it a bit further, because your muscle fibres have then stretched already and they're ready for a little bit more. And you might be looking at the screen saying, what is she on about? Mine's never ready for any more. But we just want a little bit of a stretch of those hips. Bring it all down. Go into full body again. Just full body lying there. Feel how your body feels, like we did at the beginning. Do you feel loosened up? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel symmetrical? And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees. This time, I want you to roll onto your side to come up to seated. Just get yourself comfortable. Get your blood pressure settled again. We are going to finish the class now, so thank you very much for joining in, and I hope you are all well and have a lovely rest of your week.